session of the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women this year is ensuring and strengthening access to justice for all women and girls. And this could not be more urgent nor more fundamental. Access to justice, it is not an abstract principle. It is the difference between protection and impunity, between equality on paper and equality in reality, between rights promised and rights delivered. Around the world, millions of women and girls still face discriminatory laws, structural barriers, and institutional practices that deny them equal protection under the law. Legal systems often fail survivors of gender-based violence, including sexual violence. And we are seeing now with the Epstein papers that are showing things that happened and were reported almost 4 decades ago. So, in addition, economic inequality limits women's ability to seek justice. Harmful social norms silence victims before they even enter the courtroom. If we are serious about gender equality, we must be serious about justice. The European Union has long positioned itself as a global leader in gender equality and human rights. Our credibility on the international stage depends on the strength, coherence, and ambition of the position we bring to the CSW. That is why the European Parliament, and in particular the Women's Rights and Gender Equality Committee, the FEMM committee that I chair, must be closely and meaningfully involved in shaping European Union's position for this next session. In fact, the FEMM committee participates in the CSW every year. We bring legislative expertise and democratic legitimacy. And we bring into the international arena the voices of European citizens, especially women and girls, but also men that are committed, though today there are not not many MEPs here around. Shameful, but never mind, that's normal in our debates. Early and substantive involvement of Parliament in the formulation of the European Union position is not a procedural step. It is a democratic necessity. Enhanced and sustained interinstitutional cooperation between the Parliament, the Presidency and the Commission is essential to ensuring a strong, unified European Union position. An inclusive approach strengthens policy coherence across institutions and legitimacy and increases the effectiveness of our engagement at international level. When we speak with one voice, a voice shaped through today's democratic debate, that voice carries greater weight. Access to justice must be inclusive. It must reach migrant women, women with disabilities, women in rural areas, LGBTQI persons, and those facing multiple and intersecting forms of discrimination that it is normally the case. Justice cannot be selective. Equality cannot be partial. Our draft recommendation from the Parliament urges the Council to first increase European Union aid to compensate US aid cuts and ensure sustained funding for United Nations women and gender equality, including sexual and reproductive health and rights. We must stop the backlash. Second, to tackle violence offline and online, including the non-consensual sharing of images, deepfakes, cyber harassment and hate crimes, and push for stronger European Union and global action. Third, to promote women's leadership, participation and representation in the judiciary. Fourth, to advocate for a consent-based discrimination of rape as a universal standard worldwide. Five, strongly condemn rape and sexual violence as weapons of war and call for international prosecution and accountability. 6, to call for recognizing gender apartheid as a crime against humanity under the Rome Statute using the United Nations definition. As we adopt today our recommendation and prepare for the 70th CSW session, we must send a clear message. The European Union stands firmly for inclusive and equitable legal system. We stand for the elimination of discriminatory laws, policies and practices. We stand for dismantling structural barriers that prevent women and girls from fully exercising their rights, and we stand against gender backlash. I hope that this House will support the FEMM Committee recommendation. Thank you very much.